backs. Nooner with it now, inside to number 21, does not get it to fall, rebounded by Daifala.
Daifala probably going to bring it up himself. Karopoulos tightly contested over there by Weller. Finally finds Karopoulos at the top.
Karopoulos with it. About 5 minutes left in regulation. Out to Cortilla. Cortilla out to Hook. Out to Karopoulos. And they're going to call a foul there, I do believe.
And a lot of displeased faces there on Lincoln Way East side. A lot of them thought that foul should not have been called, but instead it's all up to the refs, as we've said time and time again. So Karopoulos will get a chance to shoot 2 from the line.
And Karopoulos will break the tie here. 44-43 in favor of Andrew.
Andrew inches ahead now, 4:54 left to go in regulation.
As McDermott will check in again for the Griffins. Karopoulos again here. And he sinks a second.
On the other end, Andrew pressing Lincoln Way very much, and now McDermott gets the ball, gives it back to Hayes. Now McDermott outside near the three-point line. That's dangerous. Backs out in, tipped out by Karopoulos. And Weller trying to find number 35, Nooner, in the middle. Instead, Karopoulos got in the way of that, tipped it out of bounds.
So, number 21 inbounding it. Skies it all the way up for Backs. Backs directing the traffic here. Number 21 back out the Backs. McDermott back to Backs. Number 21 all alone in the corner, gets it to fall.
That was Mike Weller with a big shot to boost Lincoln Way East with a 1-point lead. Approaching the 4-minute mark here left in regulation. Here's Karopoulos on the other end. Karopoulos finds Crutilla. Crutilla tightly contested there by Backs, trying to find a way around him. Finds Karopoulos once again.
And they're going to call a charging foul there, or some sort of offensive foul there on Crutilla. David Wilson shouting out some orders, and there's going to be a timeout charged to Andrew.
And a controversial call there. I mean, Backs just kind of fell over on the ground. I don't think there was as much contact as you would expect for a regular foul, but instead it's still called, and we're going to see Lincoln Way East with the ball here after this brief timeout called by Andrew.
So with 4:03, this is still anyone's game. Obviously, as you can look by the score, a 1-point game. A lot of basketball left to be played. So let's see what David Wilson, Dan Schwartz, and the rest of the Andrew coaching staff have in store here. And so 4:03 left.
And again, what we were talking about earlier is Andrew has to make sure that they do not waste any opportunities, because they're not going to be given to them. I mean, it's a 1-point game. There's 4 minutes left here in regulation. They have got to make sure that they find some good looks there on offense and keep pressing and keeping up that sense of physicality and effort there on defense as well.
So McDermott out to Hayes. Over to Backs. Sends it to McDermott. Over to Backs again. And Hayes all alone does not get it to fall. Rebounded by Daifala.
Daifala, he rebounded it right over Clint Nooner, the forward, and Daifala, a point guard. So a way to get up and get that board there for Andrew. There's Marillion on the outside. Finds Daifala in, loses the ball. Crutilla picks it up. Gives it to Hook. Now back out to Karopoulos. They're going to reset now, the Andrew offense. 3:16 left to go. Daifala outside. Marillion kind of open there inside, but gives it to Hook. Hook and a push right there. A little bit of a shove. No foul called. Karopoulos wondering why. Karopoulos was supposed to cut right through there and get that pass and get the easy lay-in, but instead he was shoved down there. It looked like by Jackson Backs. No foul called, though, and Backs will bring it up on the other end.
And I think a lot of the Andrew faithful are a little upset by that call, including Coach David Wilson. And number 21 that's going to go out of bounds as that bounced up and over. So Karopoulos will be inbounding the ball here. To Difala. Karopoulos again.
So Karopoulos bringing it up past half court. Finds Beckstein, recently checked in. Back to Hook. Out to Kurtilla. Difala. Looking for somebody. Still finds Hook. Hook outside. Just over the three-point line. Now back out to Karopoulos. They're going to reset a little bit. Finds Difala outside. And back to Hook. Hook near the free throw line. Instead gives it back to Karopoulos. Drives inside. Makes the layup. What a shot by Gino Karopoulos. And Andrew has retaken the lead by 1. 2 minutes now left to go here in regulation.
And this has just been a great game on both sides. Defense has been good. Offense, they made do with what they've faced here tonight.
It's entertaining for everyone, including us, to see such a great improvement. Compared to last game, the 40-point loss. They're in this thing. They're getting rebounds. As far as Andrew goes, they're getting rebounds. They are scoring buckets. It's nice to see that here tonight.
And it looks like there's going to be a timeout there.
Looks like that was called by Andrew. And 1:39 left.
This is obviously a tense moment in this game. Coach David Olson is trying to figure out what's best to do in this late juncture. They had a similar situation against Bradley last week, exactly 1 week ago tonight. They lost that game by 1. Obviously, you don't want to see you go down, lose your first 3 games at home. But, obviously, David Wilson doing everything he can, calling the timeout here in a critical juncture in this game. So.
And that game against Bradley Bourbonnais, Andrew, at this point in time with 1:40 to go, they had a 4-point lead, and the heartbreaking fact was that they actually ended up losing that lead. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight, and we could see Andrew pull out of here with a victory. That would be their first win at home as well.
So not only will this be the first win at home this season, it'll be Coach David Wilson's first win at home. It'll be Coach Dan Schwartz's first win at home. For a lot of it'll be a lot of firsts for this Andrew team.
Exactly, and it's good to see that the new coach David Wilson, he's reaching some new milestones, and it's nice to see that just for Andrew itself, a new program, a new whole system driven in here this year, and it's nice to see that it will, it's starting to work, it's starting to click a little bit for these Andrew players as well.
And backs over to Hayes, to Attar, backs, Noonan in there, gets it to fall.
He drove right around Karopoulos there, but I give credit to the Andrew defense right there. They were all over Lincoln Way. They were throwing that ball around like there was no tomorrow. There was a guy everywhere over on that side of the court. Here's Andrew on the other side. Beckstein has it near the three-point stripe. Out to Karopoulos at the top of the key. Now out to Difala. Difala looking for somebody. Hook ran past. Difala out to Beckstein. Beckstein a little hesitant, and
timeout charge to Andrew.
49 seconds on the dot left to go here. And remember, Lincoln Way, they're up by 1, 48-47. Andrew, by the way, just a quick fact, they're in the bonus right now, meaning that any foul committed by Lincoln Way at this point will result in Andrew receiving 2 free throws. So something else to keep in mind at this point. Again, we were talking about every point and every opportunity cannot be squandered, especially in moments like these where, it's a 1-point game, less than a minute to go.
Indeed. And East committed 7 fouls in this half. And some of those were missed by Andrew. And as we can look here, that would really be beneficial for Andrew right now. They would perhaps have a lead or even have this game fairly squarely intact.
Exactly. So here we go, out of the timeout. Andrew already out onto the court, and here comes Lincoln Way. Again, 49 seconds, crunch time for both teams, and Andrew has the ball. Karopoulos will inbound.
Let's see what Andrew does here. Obviously, they're going to try and milk as much clock off just so they can't give East enough time to set up an offense and take the lead back. And Kropp loses it. And let's see what the call is going to be here. T-Ball Storm is anxious. They're trying to bargain with the referees right now. It's going to send Andrew to the line, specifically number 3, Gino Karopoulos.
And you saw there, Karopoulos had control of the ball, then he kind of tripped up there, and you saw 2 defenders right around him. So apparently they're going to call it on Lincoln Way, and Karopoulos will get 2 points at the line. You just saw the shot, too. Andrew T-Ball Storm there just livid at, hopefully that they would get the call.
No good.
Rebounded by Defala, though. Defala throws it out of bounds. Throws it out of bounds. 34.1 seconds to go. So it was a nice effort by Defala to get the board. However, that was not a great pass, and it turns out that's going to be a turnover for Andrew. Here comes Lincoln Way.
And Lincoln Way can just take as much time off the clock as they want. And I think they may have just committed a backcourt violation. That's critical right now. And the T-Ball Storm is up.
The foul committed by Jackson Backs. So now we're going to have 29.4 seconds left on the clock. Andrew, they're only down by 1. So you would assume at this point they're going to run down a lot of that clock right now.
And the T-Ball Storm reminding Lincoln Way East that they cannot, in fact, do that. And Karopoulos right now. Again, just trying to milk down as much of this clock as possible. Curtilla sends it up. No good. Kicked out. And that's going to go in favor of Andrew.
Right there, you saw a lot of timeout there called, it looks like, on Andrew. But just that possession was looking a little iffy there. I mean, you saw Andrew didn't really get a good look there with Curtilla, and the rebound was tipped by God knows how many hands, and the ball went out of bounds, and it's going to be Andrew's ball now. 11.4 seconds left. They are still trailing by only 1.
Again, yeah, I don't know at this point if you really have to worry about running down the clock anymore. I mean, you're down to, for all intents and purposes, the final 10 seconds.
Exactly.
So I think if you got an open lane, you have to take it. You have to do what you can here. So
hopefully Andrew, on their offensive end could get a nice look and just, put that ball in the basket, get a 1-point or even 2-point lead depending on the shot, and then they would give Lincoln Way maybe about, hopefully 7 to 8 seconds logically to get the ball back, and that's not a lot of time.
Exactly, and Lincoln Way East already marching back out, and Andrew marching back out. Curtilla, Hook, Defala, Karopoulos, and Coleman all out on the court.
Curtilla's going to inbound. Karopoulos rushes up. It's no good.
And Hook is just beside himself right now.
Everybody is shocked. And you know what? That was a great idea. You saw Karopoulos just throw it right up. Hook almost made it, came inches away from putting that ball in the basket. Now, it's not all over yet. I mean, 48-47. Andrew could foul, have them shoot free throws. Even if they were to make both, it'd only be a 3-point game. So it's not over yet.
And again, they're going to foul there.
Right away, they follow with the foul. 6.5 seconds. Now remember, that actually puts Andrew right in the bonus, and so now Lincoln Way actually in the bonus, so that means any foul now committed by either team will result in free throws. And it looks like Jackson Backs is going to come to the line and shoot 2.
And let's see what Backs does here. He sinks it. 49-47, 6 seconds to go. Getting one here, it does make it all the more difficult for Andrew. He sinks it.
Here we go on the other end. Inbounded to Gosa Coleman, who could shoot the 3. Timeout called as Andrew passes half court. Smart idea. Exactly 4 seconds left on the clock. 3-point game. Lincoln Way up 50-47. So, Ryan, what are you thinking so far? Like, what do you think is going through the minds of Andrew right now, especially in this tense game, down by 3?
I don't think they're even thinking right now. I think they're just basic instinct has just taken over their minds right now. I'm sure David Wilson is telling them, relax. This is just like any other shot. It'd be interesting to see who they go to here to get that 3.
And it's also going to be interesting to see what play they call. I mean, you saw that interesting play there just a couple seconds ago where Karopoulos just totally lobbed it right up the hook, but he missed. But, it's going to be interesting to see what they call here. 4 seconds, obviously probably looking for a 3 at this point. It's a 50-47 game. So it's probably going to be one of those catch-and-shoot type of deals here with only 4 seconds to go for Andrew. Here comes Lincoln Way onto the court. Andrew breaks now, and here we go. Going to be an interesting ending.
And on the court, Coleman, Difala, Hook, Karopoulos. And Curtillo will be inbounding the ball.
At this point, it's whoever's going to be open. That's who Curtillo's passing it to. They can all shoot the long ball if they need to. Curtillo finds Difala. They pass it out to Karopoulos for 3 at the buzzer. No good. And that's how it's going to end.
And a heartbreaker right before the holidays for this Andrew Thunderbolt squad. A tough one to take there. 50-47, Lincoln Way East narrowly takes down the Andrew Thunderbolts. Tough one to take here, but for everyone here at VJA-TV, we have some people to thank. Amy Albury, Liam Clancy, Mike Brennan, Nate Chanel, who was here in spirit tonight. And just for me and John, we want to thank you for watching, and we hope you have a happy and safe holiday season. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in 2015.